yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Unfortunately, today I rise in opposition to S 612. At one point, I wholeheartedly supported this bill. There should be nothing partisan about infrastructure. Building and rebuilding infrastructure for transportation of goods and people, for shipping, for rail, for other aspects, water, clean water, all that should be nonpartisan. It's in the best interests of the United States of America to make us more competitive and more efficient. And this bill reflected the best of that tradition when it came out of the committee. Unfortunately, a number of things have happened since. First, when we came to the floor, the leadership stripped out a provision which was adopted unanimously in committee to make the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund into a trust fund, spending the tax that's collected for harbor maintenance on, shocking in Washington, D.C., harbor maintenance. Right now, the Budget Committee diverts that money every year somewhere else, imaginary deficit reduction or some other program, and we underspend through the appropriations process that money. So the Americans are paying a tax. Every good you buy that's imported, you pay a little bit more for it. You're paying that tax, and Congress is diverting the money while our harbors shoal in and our jetties crumble, and we can't compete in the world market. The committee had adopted a provision to turn that into a real trust fund and spend the money on harbor maintenance. That was stripped out because of objections by the Budget Committee that wants to divert the money, the Appropriations Committee that wants to divert the money. That just shouldn't be. And I want to thank the chairman for promising to continue to work on that issue, which came out of committee when we do the Water Resources Development Bill again next year, and hopefully the Trump administration will take a different position on this. There's $9 billion sitting there waiting to be spent tomorrow of taxes that have already been collected to maintain our harbors that Congress doesn't want to spend despite the shoaling in and the jetties and the deteriorating conditions. So hopefully the new administration will take a different position in the budget on that. Secondly, just this week or this week, a provision, a 100-page provision, which did not come from our committee, which relates to a hugely controversial water diversion and settlement of disputes in California, which pits members of the California delegation on both sides of the aisle against one another. But it only doesn't just affect California because Sacramento salmon swim north, and the last time we had a bad drought, they shut down all the fishing on the southern Oregon coast because of endangered Sacramento salmon. Our salmon were doing fine. So if they start diverting more water from the Delta, from the Sacramento, it's likely that our fisheries will be shut down in Oregon because of this misplaced provision, which has not had any congressional review of any sort in any committee in this House, 100 pages. And then finally, gratuitously, as part of that gigantic project in California, they are undermining Buy America and Davis-Bacon provisions. I hope this isn't a harbinger of things to come, that despite the president who wants stronger Buy America, that the Republican House is going to want to undermine Buy America and start buying Chinese and Russian steel for our projects, and doing away with prevailing wages, paying a good living wage to people who work in construction jobs. It's very unfortunate that was inserted in this bill. But there are many meritorious provisions in the bill, set aside for dredging of small harbors, and many individual projects and authorizations in the bill. Had these other three things hadn't happened, I would have enthusiastically supported it. But unfortunately, I will have to oppose the bill. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman.